43.
42. 41.
40.
39.
Number 1.
39.
38.
37.
36.
35.
34.
33. 32.
31.
30. 29.
28.
27.
26.
25.
24.
23.
21.
20.
19.
18.
17. 16.
15.
14.
13.
12.
11.
10. 9. 8.
7. 6. 5.
4.
3.5.
3.
2.
1.
Hey, Rocky, you want to see me pull a show out of my hat? Nothing up my sleeve. Presto! And good evening, and welcome to the Mouthwash Talk Show, a minty fresh take on life, not politics. But we are going to talk a little bit about that stuff tonight, but not much of the politics. But we're going to talk about the Bad Bunny and the Kid Rock and the Epstein and all that. So we're having a little panel discussion. We hadn't had a panel discussion, and I'm a little disappointed because we don't have Lucy here. She had to take one of her kids because you got 10 kids, and there's always going to have one of them's always going to have something broken on it. She had to take one of her daughter to the emergency room for some issues. I know that she used to have some breathing stuff, so we'll hope that we'll send out some prayers and some thoughts for her to get through that. So she won't be with us tonight, but we do have the lovely Tiffany and the lovely Brad backstage, and we're going to talk about these things. But first, I just want to say, man, it's been very refreshing not having the garbage going on up in Marion County. I'm down here in Florida. Got a couple more weeks to go. We're going to be closing on our new house on the 23rd of February. It's just it's a different vibe down here. It's just a whole different vibe. At the roads, I have not seen one pothole down here, not one. So I don't care who's in charge, whoever's in charge, I'm not getting involved, although they do want me to get involved with the lake management over there on the lake that we're getting our house on, because they have some flooding issues at times. So they need some help with that. But I'm going to mind my P's and Q's and stay out of the line of fire, just keep my head down here. But so it's been fun. I hear you're having some decent weather up there in Indianapolis, so that's good. But I want to start out the show and just talk about just how crazy everything is. You got all the, so much division. And, one of the things people are talking about is the halftime show at the Super Bowl and all that. And honestly, I didn't know who was playing. I knew the Patriots in it, but I thought it was San Francisco and the Patriots, but it wasn't. It was an okay game. I don't know. It's just another game, right? I thought the IU national championship game was much more exciting, but that's neither here nor there. I still love watching that little clip of Fernando weaving his way through to score that touchdown. That was an incredible play, and it is the 50th anniversary of the 1976 IU undefeated season. So that was all pretty cool. On to the next thing. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to bring on the Brad and bring on the Tiffany, and let's see here if I can get people moved around. Maybe not. Maybe Tiffany will be on the bottom tonight. That's how it's going to be. Let me do a little bit of stuff here. I want to make the background different. There we go.
John, it was a pretty awful game, to be quite honest. Like, as a sports fan, that was just it was like watching like a not great pitcher's duel. Like, one team kind of dominated. It
was a defensive struggle, and
Seattle was just too tough. I mean,
their quarterback was on target, and the other guy wasn't. It was a little bit like the national championship. You had Fernando was on target, and the other guy was sort of on target, but not really, because they New England dropped some passes that really made a lot of difference. So, but that's what it is. On to the next one. Maybe the Colts will win next year. Yeah, they got.
Well, yeah, I mean, as long as they get. Well, no, Daniel Jones. I mean,
he's supposed to be back. They're talking about giving a long time. But hey, I went to the Seattle game.
Don't give him a long-term contract yet.
I know it.
Don't give him that.
Another year. Yeah, I know. But hey, that's what they're doing. And then your beloved Bears are going to remain in Chicago or in Illinois. They're not really.
Wait, I didn't hear about that one.
Oh, really?
What was
Yeah, so they
said something like, did they use us as a bargaining chip?
Oh my gosh, we said that on this show 3 weeks ago. Yeah, Arlington Heights, it looks like is where they're going to go. And guess what, Brad? They're not going to be paying any property taxes. So how about that? Maybe we got to be football players to get out of the foot property taxes. So
Well, I mean, so we dodged a bullet, right?
yeah. So when Tiffany,
I mean, honestly,
Tiffany,
like as a state,
For the Gary Bears.
me too.
Gary
I really
Bears,
like.
Florida.
There's so much good land up there that like I don't know what the hell else. No, it's like I don't know what else it could be used for. If you ever drive on like I-90 on the toll road up there, through Gary, like they have the Railcat Stadium, the minor league baseball team, and that's pretty nice. But to the right, like to the north of I-90, is all like, you know, old steel mills, old
Calumets up there. There's sorts of stuff. You know that. So Tiffany, you know, you're running for the Senate. I see they got more people into that. Does that help you having more people in there or not?
I mean, people have choices. I feel really good about the race. I feel really good about the relationships that I've made and the different things that I've done over the last 5.5 years. I'm really excited for this opportunity.
Yep. I just, wish you luck. I'm not jealous at all. I'm just sitting down here in the sun. My legs are getting tan. And, you know, I went on a bike ride tonight. And, you know, one of the things is like about a third of the riders speak Spanish. In fact, I heard during the ride, hey, English, because, you know, if you say derecha, you know, a lot of people don't know that means that's Descadra.
See?
Left. Yeah, see?
I would have been run over pretty quickly.
That sounds like you said scatter. So
yeah, well, the Descadra. I don't roll my R's. See, the difference between like the Puerto Rican and the Cuban is they roll their R's, and the Spanish version is they have a th. They so I know a little bit about enough to get me out of a bar fight. That's about how much Spanish I know. So or into one. So that's how that goes. But speaking of Spanish, I did not. Now I should have watched both of these since we're going to talk about them, but I did not watch both of them. I watched the alternate one that was on YouTube that was out of sync. And I think that a lot of people are saying, the Kid Rock was a lip syncing that thing. No, it's just YouTube. That's how YouTube sucks. It just doesn't sync up. So, but you see how that goes. Everybody wants to pick on your bad side on everything.
But it was pre-recorded, right?
I don't know. It looked like it might have been.
I want to talk about who went, and because I asked how to get tickets. Like I sent a tweet
to the Turning Point.
Yeah, I sent a tweet to them because I wanted to know, like, because Kid Rock is in Michigan, right?
Yeah, he's Detroit, baby. Yeah,
he's not that far away. At least, like, that's what I thought. Like, I thought he met with RFK Jr. like last week or something like that before the
I saw
the concert too. Yeah, and so I thought it said something like it's gonna be like at his house, which again, I just want to know the location
he had a rant
of this
somewhere.
But what is this show then? Like, it was a garage party at Kid Rock's house.
Yeah, I mean, I had some pretty fancy lights on there, but I want to hear your all's opinion on this. I liked having choices. I think it's choices. Like I said, I heard people talking about how they loved it and everything. Why do we have to pick one side or the other? Why can't we say, hey, they both were good? I don't know. I just
John in the mid 90s, MTV always aired the Beavis and Butthead Butt Bowl
during the halftime show.
During halftime, and I remember because I was a teenager then, so that was the most hilarious thing in the world to me. And
yeah,
I remember. Yeah, and so in
1 year, In Living Color did an episode during.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
the first time there's been an alternative to the halftime show.
Yep. Yeah. I find that. So, hey, people in the chat here, if you have a question or whatever, I see we have some people in here. Yeah. Mike King, my buddy, he's
Camper Dan was at the Lawrence Township GOP meeting this evening. That's where it was earlier.
Yeah, well, you got that done and still got on the show. Thank you very much.
I'm a dedicated employee volunteer.
Yeah, that's right. Well, hey, it's the little things that count. So here we go. Let's look at this one. Mike King, he's a friend of mine, lives down in Texas. He's running for the council. So Tiffany, he's in the race with you. First time politician. In my opinion, it didn't matter who they had on the show. It was political. So yeah, I think there was maybe some politics.
How is the Super Bowl political?
He was talking about the halftime show, not the halftime.
No, but like, so is any performer political then? Like,
I don't know. I think it was.
Was it a political?
What if they?
Sent by
But what
the
if they had Bruce Springsteen
again?
I wouldn't watch it. I'm not a.
You
Bruce
wouldn't
Springsteen
watch
fan.
Bruce in the E Street
No,
Band?
I'm sorry.
When I went to the 10th Avenue freeze out, you're not going to get happy.
Yeah, I know. I've never been a fan. I'm sorry. Before that, in 1980, everybody was hitchhiking over to IU to see him. Now that would have been cool to say, "Oh, I saw Bruce Springsteen at IU in 1980," but I don't.
They
like
got
it.
good horns. Like, I don't like his I hate acoustic-y things.
Oh, you don't like the acoustic?
No,
so you don't like the ELO?
No, oh, I love ELO.
Okay. They got
they got just one dude. Just, when Dave Matthews plays by himself, I'm not a fan of that.
Not a fan.
But I love the band, like when they're there. It's like you need
Dave Matthews to do the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they should just
people
have
would
like
bitch about that too.
They should have Dolly Parton do it. Dolly Parton would be great.
This is what I think. You have to take a We Are the World approach to the Super Bowl show.
Yeah.
You got to have a black person. You got to have a white person. You
got to have Bob Dylan in the background, not knowing where the hell he is.
You need to have all different colors. Then you need to have all different ages and all different genres. I mean, you have to go in there and say, we want this to feel like We Are the World. And then you just go.
The last one I really liked was Beyonce with Coldplay. And I think Bruno Mars was involved in it.
Yeah.
Like that checked off a lot of boxes,
So,
exactly. You have to check a lot of boxes.
So to change gears a little bit, I happened to watch the opening ceremony for the Olympics. I at least had it on. I watched it. I thought it was cool. I don't.
Did they have a table and everyone sitting on one side of it and everyone got pissed off about,
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, it's this painting that reminds us of our Lord and Savior.
Anyway,
that can't
was
be,
that I just thought it was, it looked like it was well done.
Words from a Democrat, your Lord and Savior. Oh my.
Oh well, he's not that big of a heathen.
Yeah. I'm familiar with the vernacular. So
we are down in the weeds.
That's what I expected.
That's another thing. It's like some people love the opening ceremony, some people didn't. I'm tired of it. If you like it, say it.
Controversial about the opening stuff for the Olympics? Was there anything?
I don't know. I didn't see anything, but that doesn't mean I didn't pick apart the Kid Rock thing and lip syncing and being.
Wait, other than JD Vance getting booed, is that
was international?
Where did he get booed at? Where did he get booed at?
At the Olympics.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there's.
That was the international gesture for hello.
Oh, okay. That's like when, because, I get that. There's a lot of customs that we're not used to.
Yeah, that's good. All right. Well, speaking of customs we're not used to, let me play this video. Now, let me set this up. This is a video they're interviewing people that were going to the Super Bowl to just watch the Bad Bunny at halftime, pretty much. So
those people shouldn't be allowed to go to the Super Bowl.
Brad, I'm playing this just for you. So
sorry.
Let me get to it here. Let's see. Now, remember the mic's on, so Tiffany don't cuss or anything because they'll be clipping it. So the mics are on while this is going on. So let me get to it here. Okay, where is it? There it is. Go here. Come on. Don't be doing it to me. I got full screen. Is it going? Come on.
I would have gotten away with it if it hadn't been for you kids.
Yeah. Let's see if it's going to play.
Is that Tony Katz?
It sure looks like it then. That's sort of the other reason I wanted to play it. Okay, Bad Bunny. Let's see. Go. I've had some gremlins today of mass proportions here.
With
there we go.
Today reporting at Super Bowl 60.
Here's how people at the game.
I honestly came out here to watch Bad Bunny. The game, it didn't really catch my attention. We didn't make it that far this year due to injuries, but Bad Bunny is what caught me for sure.
Pues para ver el partido y luego para ver a los 49. No, no te creas.
They're all
no,
night.
para
Okay.
ver a Bad Bunny de veras porque mi equipo no lo hizo.
I think Bad Bunny brought it all. I think he brought La Casita, he brought Puerto Rico, he brought Los Kioscos, La Comida, La Música. I think it was amazing, honestly. It was a good mix of culture and music. And then Lady Gaga and Ricky Martin, like, it was awesome, honestly. Literally bought my ticket on Tuesday of this week, and he was the main driving force. I think that it's important to show that people are standing together and they're unified through music, through food, and that we're not alone in this. So this is just like it shows how.
I take back my previous statement then. Like, that was very nice.
Oh, was that it? Hold on.
I don't know. I just kind of thought she stopped talking.
Yeah, she did stop talking, but there's still more. No, I think that's
like,
it.
listen, if the video didn't cut her off, she would have just kept on going. You know how women
I
are.
think that if there are people out there
man,
who enjoyed it, then it was worth it. You're not going to be able to appeal to everybody. So
yeah,
but that was great. And I think a lot I think the other people though were 49ers like season ticket holders too. Because that when Lucas Oil holds the Super Bowl, I think Lucas Oil ticket holders get like cracks at tickets too. But they were wearing Niners gear, and that's
yeah. I mean, that's where it was. It was in the Bay Area, and their team didn't make it. They
were just a lot of local.
They're
and
fans.
So it's a lot.
Yeah.
Well, I could have played.
But none of the teams were
stuff.
Playing. Like,
yeah.
Dude, they also paid $1,000 for football tickets to watch a concert.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what it looked like.
Yeah.
So hey.
And the best way to take in the show is on a screen anyway, because nobody was able to experience it the same way you did on TV. So if you're there live, you're watching stick figures.
I don't know. Did you see that one the one blonde girl on Instagram who while the Bad Bunny show was going on, she was watching the Turning Point show like on her phone, like in her seat with headphones. Like or with earbuds. But she was singing along, and I couldn't tell if she was singing out loud, which if you're singing out loud to things that you're listening to by yourself, you deserve.
That's like wearing a mask in your own car.
1,000 people alone.
No, but I mean.
But then also the show was in Spanish too, so that wasn't inclusive.
You don't know Spanish? I could have probably muddled my way through it.
No, but again, it's like, does everybody actually care about lyrics? And at one point, like, do you connect with? Okay, there was one.
No, there was Banner. I mean,
no, there was a. Do you remember the Super Bowl where it had like Britney Spears and NSYNC and Aerosmith?
Timberlake. Oh, Aerosmith.
Yeah. Well, no. Like, yeah, that was a different. That was
2000.
The following year. But
I can't believe you guys that burst.
That one checked a lot of boxes too, and but does everybody connect with Sweet Emotion or Walk This Way? Like what?
Yes.
Yeah.
Why do you?
Good stuff. I guess.
What about Dude Looks Like a Lady?
Yeah. Even more relevant today than the
Aerosmith wouldn't. Aerosmith would be booed off the stage for being woke now.
Whatever. What about their song from Armageddon? Don't want to miss a thing. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Don't.
Okay, so let's now we're gonna go.
Marriage.
Now we're going to go to the Kid Rock thing. And I think one of the things that I think people didn't really realize in this was, Kid Rock came out as the old Kid Rock. And maybe you didn't watch it, Brad, but then he came out with his real name. So his first song was the old Kid Rock. And then he sang this other song. So if you are if you've read the Bible before, remember he said, dust it off, then you would know the Saul to Paul story. That's where Saul had this other life. Because Kid Rock was getting some blowback from some of the lyrics on his songs. Like apparently they were going after underage women,
about underage and statutory.
Yeah, so hey,
and how it's mandatory. It's not.
So you know what I'm saying. So he's saying, hey, I used to be Saul, but now I'm a different guy because of Jesus. So I mean, if you didn't see those subtleties, and on the Bad Bunny thing, there's like 5 things that they talked about in there about. Somebody in New York that had a thing. So you need to look that up. I was going to play that one too. And they talked about the significance of each thing. He wore the hats that they wore, the outfits that they wore. It was all symbolic to speak to the Latin
the occult
community. No, not the occult. That was Madonna's halftime show.
Well, I didn't know. I didn't know where this was going. I thought it was going to.
No, I'm just was saying it was positive. I think it was positive that,
Oh,
that their culture.
okay.
What's that?
Was it unique to Puerto Rico?
I think it included all the Americas. Like they,
yeah, well, it was.
I mean, every country within North, South.
Yeah, I think it would include anyone that's a Latin or Latino, Spanish. You know, all. I think it.
I don't think you can overgeneralize.
Well, but wait, is the Kid Rock
that's probably true.
Is this like when Garth Brooks turned into Chris Gaines?
No, I don't think that's.
I don't remember that.
Like,
I don't know.
You don't remember that when he went goth and wore eyeliner like JD Vance? He looked like JD Vance. That was it.
what a rebel.
Kid Rock went from Kid Rock to Man Rock.
I don't even know what to call Chris Gaines. That was a horrible decision.
I remember
what it was.
Chris Gaines.
All right, I'm gonna try to play the next one here. The screen share gonna be doing the Kid Rock here. Let's see. That's it. That's it right there. Let's see if we can get it shared here. All right, let's go. And everything is so slow.
You on that dial up?
You know, I awoke one Sunday morning all alone with this song stuck in my head. And in that moment, something or someone spoke to me. They said there was still a verse that needed to be written for this song. And to get up and write it down. There's a book that's sitting in your house somewhere that could use some dusting off. There's a man who died for all our sins, hanging from the cross.
Does he assume that I have this book in my house?
Jesus, and He'll give you a second chance till you can't take it. If you got a chance, take it while you got a chance. If you got a dream, chase it, 'cause a dream won't chase you back. If you're gonna love somebody, hold them as long and as strong and as close as you can. Take it. Take it. If you got a chance, take it. Take it while you got a chance. If you got a dream, chase it. 'Cause a dream won't chase you back.
Like, how did they get the people there?
Hold them as long and as strong and as close as you can. Take it. Take it. Until you can.
Wow, that was
all right. All right.
Tiffany, what was that? Please say that out loud.
I was saying they could have gotten more people in there.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, I don't know what the event was.
Yeah, I don't know what it was either. It was a little, and I would have liked to have some people speaking in between, but I guess they wanted to make it just like the halftime show. Nobody speaks in between, but it'd been nice to have a Charlie Kirk comment in between there or whatever.
Did you see on Twitter that they didn't have the licensing rights and they couldn't play the TPUSA thing live on Twitter?
Yeah, it's just these days there's so many hidden layers of things.
Well, but it's like they're not lost in the ways of Twitter. Like, how did they not?
I didn't know that.
No, I didn't. I mean, I didn't know that they had to get licensing rights for songs.
Staffers are probably young people. Think about who their staffers are. That's probably their first halftime show.
I think they were scared crapless that they weren't going to get it right. I think maybe that's why it was pre-recorded.
But they pre-recorded it. Like all they had to do was hit play, right?
Something that important, you don't want to have a glitch on it because all these people are watching them. You know, the Super Bowl halftime show is well established. If it gets screwed up, say there's a wardrobe malfunction or something like that, it goes on. If there's a malfunction on this TPS, whatever, Turning Point,
the TPS
USA,
reports,
USA, they're done. So I think they were really cautious. If they pre-recorded, smart. The Twitter thing, not that great, but the lip sync thing with YouTube, because you could see in that clip I just showed you right there, that was the Turning Points clip. He was singing. You could see his vein going on. Now, did he have his microphone turned on? I'm thinking probably, yeah.
But, he didn't seem like he was lip syncing.
No, it didn't. It didn't at all. So, but anyway,
but that was a horrible song. Like,
you didn't like it?
No, I thought it was a good song. I thought it was cool that he made a verse on it and he was speaking his mind. Like I said, there was some symbolic stuff in there. My thing with this whole deal.
Go ahead.
I was going to say my thing with this whole deal is everybody's looking for the negative in both of them. Why do we look at the positive? And because the positive's no fun. Nobody wants to see the positive. Oh my! So
and you know what? That's why I call you John Luther King. So I thought that, it was like that girl. She was talking. If she genuinely enjoyed it, that's great. If people like the Turning Point USA show, that's great. Like for me, I was at a Super Bowl party. I was knee deep in some guacamole and some homemade chips. I missed both of the shows. But if people genuinely enjoyed it, if people feel more American because we all learned more about Puerto Rico, hey, that's great. If Kid Rock is able to have some alter ego, that's great. I mean, there are things that can be good for everybody.
I agree. And
isn't it great that we live in an age where you can watch both of them? Like,
the choice, go back and watch them both.
Like, I love that there's like that argument of like, oh, well, one has this rating and one has that rating. It's like, well,
oh yeah,
we can all go on YouTube and watch it again. Like, why does it matter? Like, we live in a time now where it's like,
oh,
you just
clicks
watch
and
things
likes,
later.
baby. Clicks and likes.
But you just watch things later. I don't know that the live essence of it is necessary, especially for.
So here we go.
Like
Brad Bunny cussed you out and made fun of you, and you didn't even know it because it was in Spanish.
But I was looking like I didn't hear him say. I didn't hear him say anything about
English translation comes out. I think that's going to be interesting to understand some of the sentiments behind the show. So I think that will be interesting.
Yeah, it's like, well,
then you're talking about like dissecting lyrics and things like that. So then can we also dissect?
I'm saying that the NFL
the
NFL gave you the opportunity to perform on the world's largest stage in front of the world's largest crowd. And if you choose to insult your country, other Americans, then have you used that opportunity correctly. Your music can be about whatever you want. And I appreciate that he does not sing in English because that's important to him. But if you want to take that opportunity and insult everybody else, then that's not fair.
Yeah, well, that's what's causing our division.
You're assuming like the feeling or the emotion that.
No, I don't know. Like we haven't seen the English translation. I'm excited to see it, but I hope that it was just good music and good sentiment and goodwill. That's what I hope.
Yeah, that's what I'd say. I just think we're headed down a path of I hate you because of this or that. And
well, what were the messages that he had in English?
I don't know. I don't care. I don't want to know.
On the football where it said, America, we're better together, I think, or we're all together.
Yeah, see, that was
and
cool.
Then it's like, God, I can't even think of what the other one was, and I posted it on Facebook. But it,
well, like I said, there was a lot of outreach.
Oh yeah, and Tommy Ice, and my cousins were going back and forth on the post. Okay, and I love that it elicits this kind of discussions. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
I turned off commenting because, it can only last.
Because you're Brad and you can do that.
Yeah.
Damn right.
Power. He could shut this show down. He's an admin on the StreamYard here. So he could disappear. And then me and you, Tiffany, we'd be gone. He's poof. He could just cut the show, cut the feed. And
no, I mean, like these Bud Lights are filling up.
Sorry, Brad. I'm
Tiffany,
sorry, Brad. I apologize, boss man.
So, yeah.
All right.
Okay.
We've I guess the message is we need to look for the positive in things and not the negatives. But
Yeah,
what
and there
people
should
just
be-
like to fight online, and we're not
Do
going
you
to solve
think-
a darn thing on Twitter or
But
Facebook.
you know
or
what?
whatever.
Let's think about it. What is the NFL trying to do? They're probably trying to bring more Latinos into the NFL fan base, and they're pulling from football or soccer, as we call it. But
Yeah, football to football.
Well,
probably
and
a
they
smart
have
move.
games in Mexico. Like they
Yeah.
have international games.
Paris, they'll have a
We
game
play
in Paris this year.
So yeah, it was good. Okay, so let's shift gears all the way, turn into a whole different subject. Epstein files, boy, they're getting what the heck? They're supposed to be putting them out. I know everybody's shaking their head. Nobody wants to talk about this stuff.
No,
This
no,
is-
I so want to talk about this.
You want to
because-
talk about it? Okay. Well, let me. So a couple lawmakers, I guess that's Congress, came out and they called out 6 people. So I'm going to play this. Let's see if I can play this clip here. Let's see. Share the screen. Go to the thingamajiggy. Hold on.
Wasn't
I didn't
everybody
do it.
ordered to release the files a little while ago? And they're just like,
I
whatever.
The FBI says he was not running a sex ring for high-powered men. It was just for the average American.
Well, here comes some high-powered men. Here's 6 guys I've never heard of, but I'm going to go ahead and play it. Let's see. Let's get it going here. Make it bigger. Hopefully it'll play.
Mr. Speaker,
Oh, that's
yesterday,
good. Well-
Congressman Massey and I went to the Department of Justice to read the unredacted Epstein files. We spent about 2 hours there. and we
Massey's been doing good work too.
to 80% of the files are still redacted. In fact, there were 6 wealthy, powerful men that the DOJ hid for no apparent reason. Congressman Massey and I pointed this out to the Department of Justice. They acknowledged their mistake, and now they have revealed the identity of these 6 powerful men. These men are Salvatore Navora, Zorab Mikoladze, Leopig Leonor, Nicola Caputa, Sultan Ahmed bin Sulayem, CEO of Dubai Ports World, and billionaire businessman Leslie Wexner, who was labeled as a co-conspirator by the FBI. Now, my question is, why did it take Thomas Massey and me going to the Justice Department to get these 6 men's identities to become public? And if we found 6 men that they were hiding in 2 hours, imagine how many men they are covering up for in those 3 million files. But the story gets worse. The reality is that Donald Trump's FBI scrubbed these files in March, long before Thomas Massey and I passed the Epstein Transparency Act. Now, my bill is clear. The Epstein Transparency Act requires them to unredact those FBI files. And yet the Justice Department said to me and to Congressman Massey, we just uploaded whatever the FBI sent us. And guess what? The FBI sent scrubbed files. That means the survivor's statement to the FBI, naming rich and powerful men who went to Epstein's island, who went to his ranch, who went to his home and raped and abused underage girls or saw underage girls being paraded, they're all hidden. They're all redacted. It's a little bit of a farce. They're inviting all the members of Congress to go to see the Department of Justice, quote unquote, unredacted files, but they've got all redacted files from the FBI. And it's not the fault of the Justice Department attorneys. They were just told upload things that Donald Trump's FBI had already scrubbed. It's a blatant violation of the Epstein Transparency Act, but it also asks a fundamental question. Who are they protecting? Why are they protecting these rich and powerful men, people I call part of the Epstein class? Why are we in a country where there is no elite accountability for people who do the most heinous things? You have in England, the king now calling for an investigation and possible prosecution of his own brother. You have in Norway, the princess who no longer has support to be the queen. And yet,
We all know how much we like kings. Come on,
someone in the
guys.
cabinet, Howard Lutnick, who is all over these Epstein files, who allegedly had business with Epstein after he was convicted of pedophilia, and he still is in the cabinet. We need to ask ourselves, are we in America going to have elite accountability? Are
Is
we going
Lutnick
to
the guy that
call on rich
laughs
and
every
powerful
time
people who
Epstein's
broke
asked
the
about?
law or cavorted with a
I don't know, probably.
pedophile, a convicted pedophile? Are we going to call them to account? Are we going to have prosecutions for billionaires who went to this island and either raped underage girls or saw underage girls being raped and didn't say anything? Are we going to have investigations? I'll tell you what this is about. It's not just about the 1,200 survivors. It's about 2 tiers of justice in America. It's about people who can accumulate wealth and power and don't have
There's
to
more than
care
2.
about the rest of America.
Yeah.
They have destroyed so much of this country. Income inequality is at a 60-year high. Workers' salaries are less than they have been for 75 years as a part of GDP. Somehow this country seems to be working for the rich and powerful, but it's not working for ordinary working class Americans. I say enough. It's time to begin with accountability for the Epstein class. Hold them in front of Congress, those people who visited the island or did business with Epstein after he was a convicted pedophile. Investigate them, prosecute them, and let's return to democratic accountability in the United States of America.
We need to
All
move
right.
on, is what I heard from Caroline Levitt. Is that we just need to move on as a country.
Well, a couple things in there he talked about. So far, all of these people that have done all these bad things, and the DOJ has arrested Don Lemon. That should tell you everything you need to know. I mean,
John,
I'm kidding you not. This is,
that was.
Did you
Oh
see?
man, I
I'm
freaking
so
love
tired.
Did you see how his husband came to the rescue, though?
you. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, just
really pretty.
I mean, it really is. It is just you see all this stuff going on. You see this fraud in Minnesota or whatever. You see Pete. Remember Pizzagate? Remember what was that? Jet Pizza or Ping Pong Pizza or whatever it was.
Yeah.
All that stuff was, and nothing ever happens to these people. They just sort of, oh well, I'm a little embarrassed. Let's move on.
Well, do you remember Obamagate? Like, but that's the thing, John. Half of this shit is made up to just like smoke.
Are you talking about when he wore the tan suit?
I don't know. I remember like
dance to what?
No, I'm talking about when like Trump will say that, Obama was responsible for Obamagate, and somebody will ask him a follow-up like, what do you mean he did, or what did he do? And he's like, oh, you'll see. Like, that's all he says, but he still will,
The mass deportations or the tan suit?
I think it had to be
or
the
as Woody would say, deport them by helicopter or whatever. But
Woody's already talking about deporting students, like high school kids.
Expel them first and then deport them. But
it's just expelling. Never mind.
And he didn't make fun of the, he makes. But anyway, but there is another comedian. I should have. There's a comedian going around that he's like really just sort of no filter, talks about immigration and different things, and he got banned from Minnesota from like 6 shows. But he just sort of tells it like any redneck racist person would say what they're thinking. He says it, and it's just really.
Wait, are we talking about Tim Kramer?
No, that's your buddy. Hold on a second. I can't remember the guy. Das something or other. I should be better prepared, but I just was thinking, I've seen a couple clips of this guy, and he just basically calls it, he just basically calls it out. And he gets away with it. Sort of like Dave Chappelle gets away with his comedy, making fun of certain people, and maybe because he is one or whatever. But anyway,
I love Chappelle.
That, back to the Epstein thing. I just think that very much they are protecting each other. And I think the whole thing would fold up and go, get ugly. But there's already divide.
They haven't ruled out a pardon for the Maxwell lady. And
I don't
There would be okay if she got pardoned.
But they're not saying.
But if she spilled the beans, then hey, I wouldn't be mad.
But Trump wouldn't want her to spill the beans on her.
Exactly.
Or on him.
Nobody does.
And that's so. Somebody in the comments put that Liz Warren's husband is on the list. Liz should resign. Well, Melania's husband's on the list. Melania should resign.
No, you mean
I don't know if that works that
function
way.
rules.
I think if
Well-
she leaves, then he would have to, right? That's like marriage.
Okay, here's
law.
another question for you. We'll start with Tiffany, go to Brad, then I'll give you mine. Is Epstein still alive?
Oh,
I know it'd make you think, doesn't it? I mean, how much? I mean, okay, let's put it this way. We'll save that. I'll let you think about that question. Okay, so say you were the guard.
I think he is.
It let Epstein die or let him go. If you're the guy and fake this stuff, if you're that guy, you're the only person.
Is this conspiracy theory time now?
How much money? How much
are we
money
here
do we
now?
have to? Yeah, well, we're just at the what ifs. This is a what if.
So what you're
How
saying
much
is
money
that
would it?
faked his
How
own
much
death?
money?
The system faked his death, and he's hiding out on an island someplace.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he's exiled like John in the Bible. He's at whatever that island he went to. Maybe he's on Epstein Island. Nobody knows it. I don't know. So how much would if he offered you $1 billion, Brad? Would you let him go?
No,
you were the only one to know. You never get caught. It's
No,
just like
no, but
back door open.
I would say no, but then I'd have to quit my job and like run away because like I wouldn't want to know anything about what the hell that was.
Yeah, well, you would. Nobody know.
Like,
you would never.
You can't come back to work after you get $1 billion.
No,
we would, and this is how we do it. We'd make it look like you hit the lottery.
Even if you refuse the $1 billion, that's what I'm saying. Even if I said no, I can't do that. Like they're gonna kill me just because.
Yeah, because
I know about it.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna have to go.
It would be like we could do an Epstein lottery ticket for you, and you'd scratch it off, and it's worth $1 billion. And you won the lottery.
The fact that we're using Epstein as like a verb, in
I mean, but this is the part where this is when it's so disgusting.
Yeah,
you have to laugh a little bit. You have to laugh at it a little bit.
But
it's too dark. It's too
John, I
dark.
think it's brilliant to suggest that maybe he faked his own death. That's brilliant.
But John, why are you asking?
Think about it. He's got $1 billion. I mean, how much? I mean, like I said, if these prison guards will sneak in meth for a $50 bill. I mean, think about it. It's just weird. All things dead. Okay,
dude.
Sure.
But why are there not like cameras in federal prisons? Freaking.
Oh, there was, but there's some missing.
No. I know, but it's supposed to be like an antiquated kind of system, and
so
need to be updated.
Was he cremated or buried?
That's another good one. I have no idea.
They showed a body, but with AI, you could make a face on it.
Do we have pictures from an autopsy?
Well, even if you did, I mean, with AI, who believes anything anymore? So
He died a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I know, but AI's been around.
Yeah, neither August 9th or August 10th.
That AI just popped up. It's been around.
It depends on what document you look at. Did you guys see that? Like the other document that said like Friday, October or August 9th.
Yeah, just very, very interesting.
There's just so many questions, and it's like, why is it something like this slips through the cracks?
Yeah, exactly. It's like you think, but now why is Ghislaine Maxwell still alive? She didn't have $1 billion to get a little.
No, but like honestly, but that's it too, John.
It's a man's world, baby.
If she dies, like, would anybody believe a suicide story? Would anybody believe?
Would anybody believe Epstein was so narcissistic and all that? Would you believe he killed him? I mean, come on. I don't think he had any.
Well, so when they released the pictures a couple weeks ago, and the lead picture was like Michael Jackson and Donna and Diana Ross and some of those pictures, and then Bill Clinton sitting in the hot tub. When I saw some of those pictures, I thought that Epstein actually did kill himself because he was afraid that the world was going to find out that he was involved in some really, really shady stuff. And I thought that he was just kind of like, you know what, everybody's going to know what I did. Let me just go ahead and take the easy way out. But John, I mean, the idea of maybe faking one's death in prison, I mean, I like it.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, if he did do it, the joke's on him, because guess what? They've redacted everything so much. Nobody's getting in trouble. So how in the world is he going to be in trouble? It's like, and the thing, he beat this in 2008, pretty much. He kept it out of the press and, different things, but I don't know.
But can we agree that everything that that happened on that island that people went there for was heinous and ridiculous rape.
No, and that's what we should again, like when you talk about like the redacted versus unredacted ones, like you guys have seen the documents
ever
where
seen
it says
that
like
movie?
age 10 or age 11 or age 9, and you're like, that can't be, and it has whoever's name is like redacted out or it's blacked out, and you're like, who are we protecting?
Yeah,
So
we're talking kids.
I think some of the victims are really starting to, try to get some traction here because their stuff has been redacted, and they actually, they're older now, and they're coming forward. But I just don't get it. Do we just don't have the appetite for this grossness? I mean, that's what I really think. I think this is so bad and so dark. I don't really want to see it. I don't want to hear about it. It's just, but we got to.
But
I think they've had unlimited funds to get lawyers.
Exactly. If this is the thing that really wealthy people do because they can, then that's a problem. And it's also a problem with hurting people, young girls, to be victims. That's a problem too.
Don't blame capitalism for this.
I'm not blaming capitalism. I'm supply and demand. That's the issue. The demand is there, and then somebody bringing in the supply. I mean, all of it is bad. That's not what children are for. That's not what, it's a crime. Crime should be prosecuted. I will leave it there.
Okay, so let's do this. So let's get to the Trump part of this thing. So you see contrary things about Trump. He called the police on Epstein and kicked him out. And then you see stuff where he's got pictures with them and this and that. So this is the question. Do you think Trump is really culpable and guilty in this thing? Or you just think he's now, Brad, I already know your answer. Don't talk till I finish the question.
I don't think so.
Or do you think he's protecting others because he has to?
I think he's protecting others. If Trump's name was throughout that stuff, the Biden campaign would have released it like
that's a good point. What do you think, Brad?
They would have been dripping that stuff out. There would have been secrets. There would have been stuff left on printers. If Trump were implicated,
here you go. Here's one. That's the guy in the Pizzagate, John Podesta.
Yeah.
I think there's a story that came out now about how Trump went to like the Palm Beach investigators as soon as it went public that Epstein was being arrested and investigated. Like Trump went to the police and said, he is a bad guy. Ghislaine Maxwell is a evil person
because they stole his help.
Well, yeah, apparently.
Yeah, they were going after his waitresses and
people were like, people are all trying to say, at least on the right, they're trying to say that. Did you see that? He came forward as soon as this happened, and he was one of the first ones to say that he's a bad guy. But it's like, no, I think it's he came out because he's like, no, I'm the most innocent person. I was the one at the beginning who said that.
I believe that Donald Trump has morals, and I think at the end of the day, hurting children and underage girls, that is not a lane that President Trump is comfortable in. I believe that 100%.
Yeah, I would say something like that. Was he a little feely touchy at probably one of the Miss Universe things? Yeah,
when he would walk in on 15-year-olds.
Yeah,
admittedly,
I don't know about that. So is that
he said
he would walk back, see, you're doing that Democrat thing where you're going down a whole different lane. We're talking about
the Democrat thing
right now.
Let's veer back into this lane.
As it pertains to Epstein Island and what was going on there, that is not a lane.
Can you answer? Okay, but with during his first administration, Trump talking about Ghislaine Maxwell, and they asked if he would give her a pardon. He said, well, I don't know about that. I wish her well. I know that she's from Palm Beach, but I wish her well. I don't know much about her. But back then he's saying that she's an evil person, that she was Epstein's handler. So why not also say that in 2019 or whenever the hell,
So here's the thing. Okay. I think we could all agree that Trump's a little narcissistic. Even you, Tiffany, you can probably agree that he is a little bit. So this is what happens when you
wants
cross.
friggin' arches named after him. He wants an arch
Yeah, I know.
Everything
Okay,
with his freaking name on it.
You got my point. So when a narcissist is gets shunned or somebody comes against them, it is division city. It is smear and destroy the other person. So his MO he may be sort of saying he's a little guilty because he said, "Oh, that guy's a scoundrel. I had him all that blah blah blah." But he's got pictures with him, so and he's probably with him. But he did business in New York, and this guy probably touched a lot of people because if he got you caught up in the web, he was going to blackmail you.
Yeah.
And if you wanted some money for your campaign, he was giving out money like it was freaking Willy Wonka in the chocolate factory.
We're all over 40, some over 50, some over 60. I think we've all known people that when you find out a little bit more about them, you have to distance yourself.
Yeah, Tiffany, we have somebody we know that's here in town that very much like that.
So I think that, that says a lot when you're like, hey, wow, this person is kind of cool, but they do this kind of stuff and I can't be a part of that. I mean, it happens. And I think that the real growth and maturity in life is when you realize that I can't spend time with you.
Yep. All right. Well, speaking of that,
but Howard Lutnick went to the island after the Epstein was.
See, that's the kind of person who didn't learn the lesson and can't tell the good between good and can't tell the difference between good and bad.
Okay,
and he's the Commerce Secretary. All right,
we're going to wind it up. We're going to wind it up here, but we got one question to do here. So, anybody on the panel here truly believe anyone with a big name will be convicted and do prison time?
Bill and Hillary.
Yeah, sure they are. They can't even get them to testify, and so they couldn't testify.
They'll go down for obstruction of justice.
Yeah, well,
nobody's going down for look at Clinton's actually responding to a subpoena. Republicans, do you remember what that sounds like?
Yeah,
is when you get a
show
subpoena?
me the man, I'll make up a crime. Isn't that the saying?
So yeah, at least they're responding to it. That's nice.
So Big Country said, do we really know what happened on the island was a whole story created for power among the powerful? I think there's too many really bad pictures out there that just are creepy in nature that you kind of have to fill in the spaces between the creepy pictures.
I mean, at this point, unless we see some creepy pictures and see some big names, the unredacted, I don't think anybody's going to believe anything. They still believe it's a cover up.
Those 6 names that were released or that the congressman talked about, were they Americans?
No, there was one was a sultan.
That
was a Russian,
but that's it too. I heard so if other countries are doing their own investigations, aren't they going to have the same files that they redact their own way that they might not redact Americans' names?
Yeah, Brad,
they don't have the FBI's files.
Yeah, they don't have.
Why not? They're not
because they
won't release it. Barely wants to give it to us. They're not going to be like, "Hey,
I'm not saying but if the FBI gets the emails, who's to say another agency can't get emails? It's an email. It's not.
Well,
the FBI is physical media.
They got that. Well, this is which came first, the chicken or the egg at this point. It's like, okay, we got this thing and we got this other thing, but which of them's going to be outed and who's going to be prosecuted or whatever. I just want to see somebody besides Don Lemon go to prison. I mean, that's or go to jail or be accused anyway. I don't think he's going to be able to get him for that, but I don't know. It just seems like
I want Jared Kushner. That's who I think should go. After he's done doing his Iran deals and his
Israel
Russia deals,
he's
rebuilding Gaza with no federal government credentials.
Well, you know what they say, chasing riches.
What the hell are we doing, guys?
Oil. It's like that. So, all right, kids. Well, you did a great job tonight talking about this stuff.
Yay.
I'm proud of you. Proud of you.
Thanks,
the rumor is we're going to have Jesse Brown on next week. So I've been lighting him up on Twitter. He didn't really win too well. He finally said, "Oh, let's quit doing this on social media and have me come on the show." I'll light you up, Jesse, from right here. I'm not, some of your stuff is a little creepy. He's our Democrat socialist county councilman who I do respect him for he takes on all comers, but he is basically the deal of the day, supporting Palestine, for hey, dude, you're a city councilman. Focus on the freaking potholes. So, but I like him. He's
on county roads, but city roads.
No, this is city roads are just.
Okay.
I tell you, being down here for about 5 weeks now, no potholes and not real cold weather. It's just I feel like I've died and gone to heaven. It's like because I don't think there's any potholes in heaven.
And you can't blame like the government for the potholes. Like it's the weather. Like Indiana weather goes hot, cold, hot, cold.
I can
like
blame the government. I know
Florida is just sitting there with like 50 degrees and everyone's on coat.
They're awful. You keep electing a drunk mayor, you get that kind of roads. Sorry, but not sorry. And you see, I just saw a picture of a new staffer that they hired, and I first thought was, how long? What's the over and under on when she gets sexually harassed? Is it 3 weeks or 2 weeks? To me, it's like, who would want to go work with that administration with their track record with Thomas Cook? And it's like, alleged stuff, but it's not really alleged. So yeah, I don't miss it. I don't miss it at all. Like I said, but Tiffany, I sort of live in the Hamilton County of Orlando.
Yay.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm like a lot of different stuff. The only thing I can worry about is bears. Apparently there's bears here.
Is there a local Moms for Liberty?
I
swear to God, John,
none of that. It is a lot of people just.
That's the breeding ground, I think, for Moms for Liberty. So don't
mama bears, whatever.
You're gonna see it everywhere now. I bet. Just
yeah,
you should go to the meetings. So, but Jennifer Duncan Bailey put in there pink for Haley. That's one of the things going on. It says,
"What's this?"
She meant pink for Haley Busby. She was there.
Oh yeah, I guess that got into an amendment. I sent Becky Cash a note saying, "Hey, stick something into amendment because it's too late to have the bill. It's got to be an amendment to a bill." And it looks like they got something in there on the Amber Alert or the something else. So they're able to get some legislation in there about these things, but. The online predator thing, it goes along with the Epstein Island crap. It's like what darkness.
Yeah, there's bad people,
bad people. I mean, it's
predators.
And Tiffany, you can relate to this. I'm getting a mortgage. I haven't had a mortgage in like a lot of years. So there is so many fees and checks and all these things because so many people have cheated the system. I mean, that's what screwed up 2008 because of bad people. So we bear the cross for this evilness because we have to have identify you by your cell phone and your email now. It's crazy because people will steal your stuff online.
It's so funny when you think about some of the what they call voter suppression. It's like, hey guys, if you don't have a picture ID and if you're not willing to show it to vote, you're never going to get a mortgage.
Well, they say that. No kidding. That is the first thing they asked me. Is like, send me a picture of your driver's license.
No, but that's funny. It's that hey, if people are living in America and they don't have a picture ID, hey, you're probably not going to vote. But two, hey, let us help you get one. So maybe you can cash a check.
Go buy a beer or buy a gun or smoke a cigarette or there's
mortgage.
Yeah, I mean, it would be great
for a lot of things.
It would be great if all those offices were open more often. That people could go to those offices and get those, and they would be free.
The license branch are open.
That would be great if they were free.
I will agree with you. They should have some extended hours at the BMV. I agree with you.
They do have on Thursdays, I think.
They just closed my BMV.
They should be open 6 to 6 every day.
Well, you can do most everything online anymore, but not that. Not to get an ID, but you can get an ID to do that. I mean, so anyway, I think it's 82% of the survey that they did said that ID should be shown at voter ID. So, Brad, you're in the 18% of people that think it's okay to just go vote without an ID.
Well, listen, like when I go buy eggs or groceries, I need to show my ID for that.
Yeah, not eggs.
No, I'm just saying that's what the president told me.
Card it for cigarettes.
Yeah, you can't be smoking. I don't even think you can get a lottery ticket unless you're old enough and got an ID. So
no, there's a lot of gray in my beard. So
what's that?
Shelton's on here. He was the guest speaker tonight at the
Shelton.
He was a guest speaker at the Lawrence Township GOP meeting tonight.
Look at this. See, he is the guy. He's the Google of the Secretary of State.
Wait a
I'll tell
minute.
you what.
Seriously,
Let's get
like-
on this. Let's
Wait a
talk
minute.
about
He
this.
talked about elections, and he showed us the piece of equipment that he patented to help with the election cycle. I mean, wow.
We should have Dave on again because
Yeah, we're gonna have him on. Brad, this is one where the Republicans, let's see if they can get their you know what out of their you know what.
so
Because
I've been telling them
I just
like
it's
they need to get away from Diego. They need to get with Shelton because like
yeah,
they
well,
don't- it's not a chance.
I think it's going to be up in the air. Bo against Diego is going to be
It's going to be Bo then. Like don't
yeah. But you put Shelton in there. That's a contrast of somebody who really knows what the heck they're doing and somebody that's just showing up to cash a paycheck that doesn't know what they're
Or
doing.
to seek higher office.
But you think about it, those are the people that control the elections. And if you look at Marion County, it is controlled by the establishment. They have one Republican and two Democrats. Actually, the clerk's a Democrat, another Democrat, and a Republican. And they just run over the Republican every time. And plus, the Republicans is a stooge from the establishment. So they're all in cahoots on all the election thing. I would love to see a little more transparency in there. And you know what? One thing about, David Shelton may not be the flashiest guy in the whole world, but I don't want the flashiest guy in the whole world as Secretary of State. So I want the guy that's the smartest guy
going off during elections and just
We'll see. I'm running for delegate. Are you running for delegate, Tiffany?
Yes, I am. Yeah.
I probably won't win. You got a D name. You got a chance, and you're pretty, and I'm not. So I got a S name. It's gonna be terrible. So yeah, I'm just already trying to. I'm already conceding that I'm gonna lose.
Oh, bonus Spiro's like bonus material.
Oh yeah,
I like that. Yeah,
this is like this is after we get off the show type of stuff here, which I said we weren't going to go long tonight, and here we are after 10 o'clock. That's enough. But I thought that was interesting. David, thanks for tuning in for us. He says hi, guys, and like I said, he's a plethora of information. He said you can get a free ID on election day, even. So
that's great.
I think that guy sleeps with an election manual under his pillow at night. I just,
he said he's an election nerd, so
he is. I want that guy as election nerd. So
he has answered questions for me, like, and he's been angry with several Republicans, like that I've asked questions about. He's like, "That is not the way you do that. This is how it's supposed to run." And I'm like, "This is who I would want."
Yeah, and I also heard one of his campaign slogans is, he loves Pasquale's sub sandwiches or the Strombolis. I think I heard him say if he wins, there'll be a Stromboli in everyone's mailbox. I don't know. I don't want to speak for his team, but I thought I heard that there would be a Pasquale Stromboli in everyone's mailbox if he wins Secretary of State.
And see, now we're going to have to rename the state sandwich.
Yes,
again,
to the Stromboli.
The Stromboli.
I would go for that. I mean, so anyway.
And I want to thank Mike, Big Country King. He called me common sense. I am a common sense Republican.
So little history on Mike is we grew up together back in the day. And his I believe his mom, correct me if I'm wrong, Mike, that your mom was a German immigrant. Is that correct or not correct? Because we used to pick on Mike in our neighborhood, and his mom would cuss us out in German. True story. I kid you not. You get down there, she would
I feel German though is kind of an angry language, anyways. So even if they were saying something nice, it probably
the way it sounds.
Oh no, it's
like when Russian is spoken at you, it's like, am I being yelled at? Like
German is not a romance language.
So here we go. Here's the answer. The answer is yes, sir. Born in Gudenhausen, Germany, 1935.
Way to go on trying that one, John.
And so you could see that she was probably because when we went to Mike's house, you remember I'm old. Back in the day, we used to have one room in our house that either had plastic on the furniture or the kids could not go. So if somebody came over, the people had someplace to sit. His was, it was like a parlor. We called it the living room or whatever, but his mom had the plastic. So she was based. But yeah, we had a great day. We were like Sandlot. We had a ton of kids in our thing. Most of us went on to at least college stuff. I think Mike played football. I mean, we had some epic We had better Super Bowl games in the empty lot down at the field than when I watched the other night. I'm telling you, we broken arms, all the stuff. It was awesome. We killed each other. So, but anyway, I digress. We went way long when I said we weren't. So I don't have a fancy ending. I'm just going to play the fast ending. I'll see you guys on the other side.
All righty.
Over and out, everybody. See you next week. Hopefully, Jesse Brown. Hopefully. Peace out.